Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Crochet and Coffee here, and today we are going to continue our experiment on the clear cover on double-sided adhesive canvases. Now, I do have two pour glue canvases here, but I also have my butterfly. So if you didn't see my whip and chat, I didn't update you on my project because I wanted to do a separate video for it for folks that are interested in trying to find new ways to cover their projects. Now, if you're someone that's like me, I don't mind the covering that comes on a lot of my projects, but I am tired of the bubbles and rivers in my double-sided adhesive canvases. So I did a little experiment, which I'm going to get the other two out of the way. I did a little experiment with this canvas here where I put clear covering on it. And it's clear covering that I got from AliExpress. I will link it in the description box below. I did a video showing that in the unboxing of this from Be Me Creations, I took the clear plastic that I purchased off AliExpress and I put it on this double-sided adhesive canvas. Now, everybody's been wondering what the results are. So as you can see there are two bubbles at the top that were there when I first opened the kit, and it has the date up there. Today is actually February 19th. So this was from February 3rd. So as you can see, there's that one line here, which is the bubble that was there whenever I unboxed it from pulling the cover off. So I have this clear plastic on it, and as you can see, it hasn't affected the glue at all. So I would definitely say that this experiment was a success. But what about those folks that don't like the clear plastic? Now, me personally, I love the clear plastic. I can see where I'm going next. I have tons of cover minders to hold that plastic back if I need to. But there are some people out there that do not like the clear plastic. So what can you use instead of the clear plastic to cover those projects? Now, I would recommend one, if you would, and not only do I like the clear plastic for the fact that I can see what I'm working on, also when I put it away, I can hang this in the closet, which is where this one has been. It's been hanging in the closet with the rest of them. And as you can see, even with being double-sided tape, it was not at all affected by hanging in a closet with the rest of them. No bubbles have formed. The plastic has kept it safe. So I'm not sure exactly why it is that bubbles appear whenever we use the opaque covers, but I will from now on be using the plastic to cover my double-sided adhesive canvases to keep it from getting bubbled. So now anytime I get a double-sided adhesive canvas, I will be pulling out my plastic and covering it. But if you're someone who doesn't like the clear plastic, what can you use? Now, I've seen a lot of people using different things to cover their kits with. And these two kits I actually unboxed. They are from the Bonnabelle store on AliExpress. These are actually poured glue. But and of course, because it's poured glue, they came with the clear plastic on them. It's one indicator on if you can tell if something is poured glue or double-sided adhesive. Now, I have been told that some double-sided adhesive canvases can come with clear plastic. I'm not sure if that's true. I've never had that experience. But what if you're someone who doesn't like the clear plastic? What if you would rather have that opaque covering? Well, you have a couple of different options. You have parchment paper. You have the little strips that you get from Lucy over at Star Or. She includes these little pieces of paper that are cut out. You have the clear film that you can just leave on there. And I like leaving the clear film on because you can see what is the picture is. In case you don't have access to the thumbnail or it doesn't have a thumbnail, I can see what the picture is with the clear plastic. But we're not talking about that right now. So, one of the things that people tell you to use are parchment paper squares. Now, I bought some parchment paper. It's not like the squares. It's actually like a big thing of it. So I can cut it myself. You're more than welcome to get the squares because then for a lot of people, getting the parchment paper squares also helps with, section off your diamond painting when you're working on it. So you can only work on a section at a time so you're not getting too overwhelmed. Now the parchment paper that I got is just big strips, because I usually work on bigger diamond paintings and I can cut it down if I need to. I'm one for doing bigger sections. So the one I have is called Smart Take. They're 12 by 16 inch parchment paper squares. This is a 200 pack. I'll have a picture of it come up on the side over here of where I got it. I got it from Amazon. And it's parchment paper. So what you want to do anytime you're thinking about recovering a canvas, the first thing you want to do is test it. So I'm going to grab one of my little minders here. Let's grab this one. Of course, I just threw the magnet right on top of that glue. No worries, it's double-sided adhesive. It ain't going nowhere. The first thing you want to do is test it, because you don't want to put it on there and then not be able to get it back off. See how that came off? So I put it on, rub it, came right off, right? Right. So I know that this is going to work. Now you want to do it on a small edge. You don't want to go and immediately cover the whole thing and go, oh, it'll be all right. It might not be all right. So what I wanted to do was to test to see if I could cover these with other things and store them that way. So as you can see, the parchment paper square covers, the parchment paper I got covers perfectly for the 30 by 40. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and replace the clear plastic on the big fox with the parchment paper. And then for this little fox, I'm going to use these squares. We're going to revisit this project in about a week and see how they held up being like the plastic being taken off and replaced with other things. So first, let's do the little fox. We're just going to take his plastic off. And you can also, for those folks that don't mind the clear plastic, you can essentially, when you take it off to put on the other squares, you can save that plastic in case you want to use it for another project. And again, even though I know these work on it, I'm going to test it because I don't know if there's a wrong side or a right side. So we're just going to test the little side of it here. And that comes right off. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go long ways. So I'm just going to kind of put it on here like this. And when you do that, it should be able to come up easily. So we're just going to replace all the sections with this paper. And it's okay if it overlaps. It just make sure you're getting full coverage here. And I don't want to cover up the thumbnail too much, but I have to make sure I get all the glue so nothing gets stuck to it, because as you guys know, I have dogs and fur is everywhere. So there you have it. So the first little fox is covered with the squares from Star Ore. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the plastic from the big fox and cover it with this parchment paper. So we're going to take off the fox's plastic. Isn't that fox cute? He's so cute. We're going to take this off. Uh-oh. And I will have the videos for these, probably, they should have already popped up for you in the eye. And I'm going to save my plastic because, again, I do like the plastic. So, again, we're going to test it out. Just a small piece. There we go. I'm going to line it up nicely here. See how nicely that comes off? You never use wax paper on these canvases. Always parchment paper. And I will leave a couple of links to the paper that I have here and to the paper that is in small squares, because I know some people like the smaller squares. I'm just trying to make sure this is perfect on the sides here. All right, I think I got it this time. No. Let me ride the struggle bus. All right, struggle bus averted. So, there you have it. So we have one cute little fox that is covered with the parchment paper, which you can still see the cute little fox. We have the opaque papers that you get from Star Ore. And we, of course, have... Where did that picture go? Oh, there it is. We have the clear plastic. Now, which one do you think will hold up the best? Because I have parchment paper, and what I'm curious is, if I put these away, how will they hold up? I'm trying double-sided adhesive for these two canvases first, which are the two foxes, because I couldn't like find anything that I was willing to lose in my closet. So I'm going to try it on the double-sided adhesive canvases first. And actually, you know what? I do have one. Hold on a second. All right. So I found two canvases. One's an older image I have of Mario and Friends, and the other one is the Optical Illusion. Now, these have been hanging up in my closet for quite some time, so if you've been on my channel for a while, you would know these canvases. If you don't, it's fine. They've been here for a while. So we have, matter of fact, let me get a pen out. I'm going to get one of my microns. These were sent to me by the folks over at Art and Fly, so thank you, Art and Fly. I'm going to go ahead and mark double-sided adhesive with a DA. And then we have our poured glue, or I'm sorry, we have, these are poured glue. What am I talking about? So poured glue on those. Our double-sided adhesive has clear plastic. Now let's test it out for the squares on these two. So the Optical Illusion one, let's see what the damage is to this one. Now, again, this one has been in my closet for a while. I'm going to pull the plastic back real nice. All right, because I hate those opaque covers. So this is another 30 by 40. So the parchment paper that I have should fit it perfectly. So I'm just going to grab a piece of it here out of the box. And if it's a true 30 by 40, the 12 by 16 inch will fit it perfectly. And as you can see, this does have some wrinkles and stuff in it, but that's okay. We also have a bubble at the top there. You see all that damage to it from just sitting in the closet? What a sad, sad world. So what we're going to do is I'm going to lift you up because this might take me a few minutes. How I'm covering it is I'm taking it and I'm folding it in half. I go over to the edge. And of course, we're going to test it. Make sure. So double-sided adhesive comes off real nice. Always test it. So we're going to cover, and I just want to make sure it's covering all that glue. And at the bottom here, it doesn't want to seem to stick. Boom. We're going to move it over just a little bit. So you can take it off. It doesn't cause any other damage to it. Not any more than it already has. I just let it lay flat on there. And you can see where the bubbles are in this. So we're going to do some experimenting. And where's my ruler? I'm going to get a ruler and flatten this out. If I can find the ruler. There it is. So I'm going to take my metal ruler. I'm just going to smooth it out. So if nothing else, we now know that replacing your opaque cover will keep the bubbles off of your canvas when storing it away. So now we're going to try it with the parchment paper. And this is a double-sided adhesive, so we're going to put DA at the top of this one. So we have the parchment paper covering that one. And for this one, we're going to use the strips that we got from Lucy. Hopefully I have enough. If not, I will have to go. Matter of fact, I'm going to go grab some more. So hold on a second. That was just a blink for you. You're fine. All right. So I got some more of the papers that you would get from Lucy over at Star, or you can also pick these up at Shine Shop Designs over on Etsy. I will link both down below. I don't know who has it cheaper. You guys go with whatever one you want to go with. So I'm going to pull, and this is in strips. I'm going to pull it back real nice. We do have some damage to the kit. I'm going to get rid of that. Get rid of that crap. So we're going to take this off, which it's funny because the papers you get from Lucy feel a lot like this paper here, like the opaque paper that you would get on it. So I'm wondering how it will hold up if you store it with just the papers from Lucy. So again, take your sheet, test it out. Comes off real nice. So we're just going to start covering it here. If you want to overlap them a little bit, that's okay too. And again, this is a 30 by 40. And I'm actually putting down the waxy side. There's a waxy side and then like a more of a smoother side. I'm putting the waxy side down. So minus the damage that's already in the kit, I want to see if this will hang tough with just the opaque papers on it. Just gonna stack it like that. So there we have it. So there are two kits, and I'm going to replace this one a little bit. I'm just going to move it over. I want it to overlap on both of them. There we go. All right. And this is also another double-sided adhesive. And some people might have done this before. This is the first time I'm trying it. I want to show you guys if I can save those double-sided adhesive canvases. I would love to be able to do that. And from the looks of it, it looks like I already found a solution. But will the parchment paper work? Will the papers you get from Lucy? Because these might be things you already have in your household and you won't need to go out and buy extra plastic. Also, if you buy kits that are double-sided glue, you already have the plastic on it, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you don't like that plastic, can you use parchment paper? Can you use the opaque covers from Lucy? We'll find out. We're going to revisit this project in about a week. We're going to see how everything is holding up. Again, we have our poured glue of the foxes, and then we have our double-sided adhesive of Mario and Friends and the optical illusion. And then, of course, we have our butterfly. So, guys, join me in about a week or so. I'm going to come back and look at these. As you can see, if you're worried about that opaque cover, use some plastic from, say, a Diamond Art Club kit or any other poured glue kit you might have gotten. I know Dye Moon Shop also uses clear plastic on their kits. Bonnabelle store on AliExpress uses some of the clear plastic. Any store that uses double-sided adhesive like Treasure Studios Arts and such, they have the plastic on it. Reduce, reuse, recycle, right? So take that clear plastic off, cut it into strips if you have to, put it on some of these double-sided adhesive canvases. Let's save you guys some money and time and heartache and frustration by replacing those opaque covers that come on the double-sided adhesive with plastic, because the plastic seems to make it hold up better. You can see what project it is when you have it hanging in your closet. So for those folks that wonder, how do I store my projects? What I do is I literally stack them on top of each other like this. I get a pant hanger. So because my kids are small, they get the little pant hangers with the clips on the side. Get the pant hangers and I clip them. And then I hang them up in the closet. They are in a controlled environment for weather, temperature, because the closet's always the same temperature as my room, which is pretty warm. And there you go. Your project is safe from, you know, dogs, animals, what have you, your children, if you have children like Maggie. So, yeah. So we're going to revisit this in about a week. We're going to pull out all of these projects and see how they held up. As we already know, the plastic held up perfectly fine for this double-sided adhesive. You guys, I hope this saves you guys some money. I hope this saves your projects. I hope this could be something that you can use in your everyday life, because this is awesome. I love the fact that it turned out great and that the experiment actually worked. So we're going to try it with the opaque covers. We're going to try it with the parchment paper. We're going to see how everything works out. So with that said, folks, thank you so much for watching. So for those folks that were curious, did it work? The proof is in the pudding, y'all. Proof is in the pudding. Either way, thank you guys for watching. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please leave those down in the comment section below. I'd be glad to help you out the best way that I can. Again, we're going to put these away, see how they hold up. But with that said, folks, it is now time to bid you adieu. If you're new to the channel and would like to see more random crazy videos just like this one, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified anytime I randomly decide to put up a video. And believe me, it's random. But with that said, folks, I'm now going to have to bid you adieu. But not before reminding you, like I always try to, be kind, be courteous, be cool. Bye, guys.